it's Becky from the Painted Stone Cottage. Just wanted to catch up with you. I just posted my video from June 1st, but it's been a little hectic around here and been very busy reorganizing our house and just trying to get things done. And we've had, our hurricane season has kicked in. Speaking of which, from my last video was we were going to go out to the lake on June 1st to find brush piles. Well, my goodness. So we headed out that afternoon and took the 20-minute trek across Lake Kissimmee, try and get to an area that we know a lot of the pro tournament guys like to fish, so there must be a lot of brush piles hidden out there. So as soon as we got to our little area that we wanted to start searching, all hell broke loose. Like, Florida had not been getting any rain for 3 weeks, so it was dry as a bone. But apparently God had other plans for Florida, because June 1st is the start of hurricane season down here, and no sooner did we get to our spot, the sky turned black. So we thought, well, maybe it's just going to sprinkle a little bit, because that's all it was really calling for, a little sprinkle. The floodgates open, y'all. We were sitting there, my husband grabbed the umbrella, pops it over as it's pouring. And we're like, well, maybe it'll just go by really quick, a quick little storm, we can survive that. No, it lets up for a minute, and then that weird suction wind comes in from behind us, and it's like, oh no, this is about to get bad. So we grab our rain gear, put on our mask, which isn't working for my little head, and we start heading back across the lake. Well, that wind has now turned into full storm, lightning striking around us. We're taking 4-foot waves over the front of our boat as we're going across this lake at 60 miles per hour. I'm sitting in the middle of the boat next to my husband, and my rain gear wasn't in the boat, so I had to use our friend Marty's jacket, and this thing is like a tent on me. So it's catching the wind and literally acting like a parachute. The drawstring on it is choking me out from, I guess, I don't know, from us going so fast and the wind and everything. The mask, I'm trying to hold it on with my hand so that the rain doesn't feel like I'm being hit with a million BBs. It was crazy. So 20 minutes of this, trying to get back to our truck so we can get off the water with all this going on, holding on for dear life. I tap my husband's leg so that he lets up off the throttle so I can move over behind the dash so I get at least a little wind blockage. Because at this point I'm thinking, I'm gonna pass out from being choked by this thing. You know, my mask can go flying off my head, I can't hold on. You know, in those boats, you're taking those waves and it's like boom, boom, you know, it kicks your butt. We finally get off the lake, and oh my goodness, like the next day I was actually sore from that experience. My whole body ached, just being beat on the boat and trying to hold on. It was crazy. So needless to say, we did not find brush piles that day. So we decided we go out the next day. You know, we know it's calling for rain around 4. It came in around 2. But we got out there plenty early enough to where we found about close to 20 brush piles so that we could mark them on our fish finder, you know, so that we use those during the hot summer months down here where things aren't really moving around a lot. The fishing's real slow. So you can get on those brush piles and, you know, fish slow and steady, pop up your umbrella, have a cold drink, and take your time. Just warming across, you know. But anyhow, since then, it has been raining almost every day. Like every time I start to go out into my garden to do anything, it starts raining. I come back in the house, stops raining. Go back out, think I can get some more done, starts raining again. Well, hello there. Come here, Gandalf. And so it's been difficult. So I decided, okay, so the weather's not going to let me focus on getting anything done in my garden and getting my new plants in the ground. So I'll just work on my house. So I've been tearing things apart for the last 2 weeks, decluttering everything, getting everything done, and painting, and just you name it. We've been getting it done around here. Well, at least I have. My husband is still on that Halo project at work. Now you went down, Gandalf? All right. And you covered me in hair, buddy. And so it's crunch time. It has to be done Monday. So he's at work right now. He'll work probably 14, 16 hours today and tomorrow. And that's something to do with the video game, and they've got some type of interactive trucks that they're releasing to the public. So it'd be like portable laser tag arenas and stuff like that. It's going to be really cool. I saw some of the stuff. People are going to love it. So apparently Halo's got this huge fan base. So I'm sure it's going to be great. But I'm just glad that my husband's getting to take part, in building something this fantastic with his airbrush art and all that stuff, It's like he's got a really great crew he works with. So if anybody's interested in getting anything like that going or wanting their own laser tag arena or specialty painting things, I think they're also doing amusement park stuff now too. The company he works for is Studio 41B, and they're really great. They do more detailed work than most of those companies out there do. It's really great work. But anyhow, I got an order today. I got my Baker Creek order in for my sweet potato slips. The Maloke purple. I guess that's what it is, but it's backwards for you guys anyways. But I'm so happy I got 3 of those, so I never have to buy sweet potatoes again. And I got 2 of these little dragon fruit plants. Now I have 2 in my garden that are really huge, but I wanted to try out these Edgar's baby dragon fruits. So I figured, I'd get some of those. But very happy to see they got those to me very fast. I just put that order in last Friday, and they had it shipped out in no time, and it got to me today. I'm very happy. But yeah, busy lately. Let me show you guys around my house how I've been changing things up and making some improvements around here. My garden, however, between the drought for 3 weeks and me hand watering, well, I've got that system that's throwing water on everything, but just trying to water myself, make sure they get enough water, and then now it's flood out, so tomatoes are splitting. The heat killed my plants left and right. It was horrible. Like, you just can't win sometimes in Florida. Florida is one of the most difficult states I've ever ran into growing my gardens. Like, everything in nature is working against you down here. Like, there are bugs and stuff I have never seen or heard of in my life. It seems like every time I go outside, I see something creepy that I've never seen before. Funguses, molds. Like, I grew squash and pumpkins, cucumbers my whole life. I had never seen mold on leaves until I came down here. Because it's so humid here all the time. It's just, everything molds over. So I've been fighting that at 1 cucumber. 1. And because the weather was so horrible, like, the poor thing was misshapen. It was fat on one end, skinny in the middle, and fat on the other end. Looked like a dumbbell. It was really weird. So between rain, no rain, and more rain, it's like I gave up on the cucumbers until fall. I'll get a bunch in this fall, and it won't be so bad. I won't have to fight with the pickle worms and whatever else, all that humidity. But I do have, my cucamelons are thriving in this heat. It's averaging high 90s with a real field temp of 103, 104 every day. Humidity in the 80s. So, but they're thriving. I don't know. It's my cucamelon vines are just full of teeny tiny little baby cucamelons. Now, whether or not their little flowers are getting pollinated or another thing, because I have not been seeing as many bees this year. Normally, I don't have that problem out here. I am surrounded by wildlife and nature. We're not near a city. There's no pesticides being sprayed around here. So it's normally not a problem, but this year's been different. I've seen very, very few of the bees, or even the bumblebees. I've seen a couple of the wood boring bees, because for some reason they like my husband's carport where he keeps his boat, and they like my garden workbench. But I haven't seen nearly as many bees of any type. Plenty of wasps, plenty of hornets, mud daubers. There's all those, plenty of those, but where's the bees? I mean, and surrounded by this land is orange groves, so, and I see bee boxes out all around these orange groves, so I know there's bees around, but where are they? They're not coming to my house anymore. Anyhow, let's hope that the cucamelons get pollinated, and because I can't even imagine trying to hand pollinate those tiny little flowers with a paintbrush myself, because I just touch a cucamelon and it falls off. So I don't know, we'll see. But anyhow, let me give y'all a quick tour around the house. See what y'all think. We've been making some progress around here. Okay, so we're starting from the back of the house where my new office / craft room is. Walk you through here. So we've painted it all up. Let me see here, so I can get a better view. My little work area. Got my yards organized. I was very happy about that. My little personal bathroom. All right, kitchen reorganized. Always a mess because I'm always cooking something. Put my bar back around. Now this is supposed to be my husband's little, area, but it's even cluttered with my canning stuff and this and that. But a lot better than it was. We're getting everything cleaned out. My new living room furniture, I'm so happy about getting. It was time, most definitely. So there's a plan to do my floors because they're terrazzo and I hate them. There is no shine left on them, and if you put wax on them, it turns brown, and then you've got to use a chemical to get it off. I just spent months getting that stuff off with a chemical and scraping, and what a nightmare. But so we're deciding on what kind of floors we're going to put down. I mean, this terrazzo is from the 50s. It's been here that long. Definitely time for it to go because you can't get all these stains out of it and it's ugly looking. Get down, Gandalf. I see you. He's going to steal my ink pen, y'all. Yep. My guest room, which I have a guest in here right now, so this is normally my B&B room, but it's been undergoing a facelift too because it needed a new paint job, because some guests are really rude and they'll throw their suitcase against the wall. I've seen footprints on the wall. I'm not sure what they're doing. But yeah, you can see our guest. He's a bit of a slob. Now, my bedroom looks like a hurricane hit it. I've got laundry on the bed. It's quite messy, shoes everywhere. Scarves I need to put away from winter. Just quite a mess. So I'm not sure, we might be reorganizing that and getting everything gutted. Just take everything out and start over. Sometimes that's the best way, so you can eliminate clutter. Anyhow, there's a tour of my house and my front yard view. There's my view every morning. Look, do you see it? My husband redid his rock garden with his big bass. He works so hard on that. But that's what he does. He's an artist. He loves stuff like that. Yeah. Now you see those, the little thing of berries hanging there on that palm tree? It has got a swarm of bees in it. They don't look like honeybees or something else. Something I've never seen before. And then there's my backyard. To give y'all a little tour of that. Oh. My goodness. You can come out this way, Gandalf. It's my porch. It's a mess still. Waiting for my new cushions to come in for my chairs, because the Florida sun destroys everything. One of my grapevines. Unfortunately, the winds have done a little number on my grapes this year. I'm not going to get many at all off this vine. Here's a pretty little cluster. Not much of those too. Like, some of them are swelling and some aren't. I'm assuming that that has something to do with the rain, no rain, rain. But that's one of my little grapevines. It's just struggling. Here's our yard. Our friend's boat that has been here for 3 years, I think. Someday he's going to come get it. We zoom in so you can see the garage. There you go. Now, yesterday, a car ran over my cat, Waylon. You know, I got him 2 years ago when I went up to Kentucky for a wedding. My son had procured, whatever. My son had got them from a lady who raised Russian whites. And I had always wanted solid white cats. So he got me Waylon and his sister, whom I rehomed to another couple because I didn't need the constant fighting as she was adulting. And but anyhow, the guy didn't even have the decency to stop and let me know he hit my cat and killed it. I was at the end of my driveway. I happened to look down and see the buzzards, and saw the little white spot and thought, oh no. So we lost our little baby Waylon. Well, he's not, wasn't a Waylon, or a baby, but he's 2 years old, and he was definitely my little garden buddy, my napping buddy. So this is how crappy my garden is now. Getting ready to rip out the rest of those tomato plants because, well, they're pretty done. The only one still thriving really well is that Roma. So at least I guess I'm going to have tomato paste. But, oh, there's my cucamelons. They are so very happy. Apparently they just thrive on the sunshine. Whew, it is hot. But look at all my little cucumber babies. They're so cute and tiny. I'm very happy with those. Some more mint that I popped in the other day. And my Chinese noodle beans I've about petered out from the ants and this heat, so I got to take care of the ant issue. And then, oh my goodness, this beautiful purslane. I saw this the other day at the store and had to have it. Let me see. Purslane. Where's the, oh, there it is. Okay. Look at that. Cupcake cherry baby. Now, if that doesn't want to make you buy it, I don't know what will. My okra, struggling a little bit here. But, you know, that's how it goes. A few okra. I'll pop in some more seeds this week. And, of course, zinnias. Everything's, I don't know. My blueberries did really great this year. I had a lot of blueberries off my plants. And then my beautiful banana trees. I just adore them. These are the pink dwarf. They're gorgeous. Let me see, what else can I show you? Some more of my tomato plants that are done. And this is some type of, what is it? Some type of tulip. But it has like a weird spirally kind of top to it. When they pop up, they're gorgeous though. So I have a bunch of those popping up everywhere. Because I bought all that Home Depot had that year. Some new kiwis I'm putting in this area over here. Under this beautiful big live oak. And that area is getting lit up this week with some beautiful lighting for the nighttime, so I can have that, I don't know, what do they call it? Swampy, luxurious night lighting, I guess. And here's some more of those banana trees that I need to get transplanted over to the back of the yard. So pulled everything out of this. It's getting some weeds, some peas that never did anything, but yet they're still alive. I'm not sure why. So we're gonna be ripping those out, putting in some more beans. The celery that just takes forever, I swear. Like, it's still bitter. I tried a stalk of it the other day, still bitter. So maybe next month it'll be fully done. I guess it does take a while. I had no idea it took that long. Now, this is my dragon fruit. This one is a shoot that broke, so we transplanted it. It'll reroot itself. And this is the original adult that it broke off of right here, as you can see. But love me some dragon fruit. I just planted 50 new lychees, ordered some starfruit trees. So you guys are getting the tour of my garden when it's looking its worst. But that's how Florida is. One day your garden can be beautiful and lush, and the next day it can be dead. It's amazing. But it's my little patch of heaven. One way or another, I make it grow. And we fight with whatever disease or bug tries to take us out. And we just keep fighting. My little key limes, it had leaf drop this year from the drastic cold, hot, no rain. My ponderosa lemon ain't looking much better. But, whew, that is pretty much it. Little tour around my yard. Wait, let me show you this. Now, I'm not sure what kind of rose tree this is. It was here when my husband got this house, and it blooms all year long. There's nothing on it now, but I guarantee you in a week or two there will be. And it always has blooms for Christmas. Always. Every Christmas I have beautiful roses. So that makes me pretty happy. But I'm not sure if it's about the end of its lifespan.
its roots and be tapped down into our well system, but it's starting to look pretty ragged these days. And my personal mint plant, for just me, but whew. I guess if it starts looking too bad, I'll get me a little air cutting and start me some new ones, because I just adore that rose tree. It's so beautiful. Anyhow, let me get back to you. So anyhow, everybody finally got a little tour around my yard. Now we do have a lot more fruit trees and stuff like that scattered throughout the yard. We grow so much stuff. I'm always adding to it, always. Because it's always been my dream to have my own little personal mini orchard so that I can and make pies and what, to my heart's content. So always adding. My pineapples. Now, oddly enough, I have no pineapples this year. A couple of my plants had pineapples last year, which means the plants that didn't should have pineapples this year, but nothing. So I'm not sure what that's about. It's really strange, because I plant new pineapples every year, so I should have an ongoing supply of pineapple coming in every single year, no matter what. But it didn't work out that way this year. So it is what it is. And they're just starting to turn yellow. You can bet your butt a raccoon will. So we're battling nature, fungus, bugs, and wildlife all the time. And so that's about it for my little tour around here. I know some people had complained that being a homesteader never really showed anybody much of my home or around my stuff. It's just, sometimes you got things that are worth showing and sometimes you don't. So I figure, well, just let it all hang out and let them see how bad it can be. But then I have beautiful gardens too. My fall garden will be lush and glorious down here compared to my late winter / spring garden, which always peters out early and looks like somebody drove a truck through it. It's just fighting Florida. That's how it is. Anyhow, glad to spend some time with y'all today. Thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe to us and always keep growing.